Welcome back to another episode. I hope you have enjoyed the last couple of episodes. It's been great fun talking to you about things that we discuss within the coaching program, the Become method. If you haven't listened to the episode around building your foundations, it's super important. It will help today's episode make more sense. But I thought this was an important one, not only for you guys, but it's a good reminder for me. There's no point doing these things, building your foundations. Today we're talking about envisioning your future, building discipline, standards, all of those things, if we don't continue to review them and refine them based on what's going on in our life. So for me, this was important for me to do today because I've been feeling overwhelmed. There's a lot of pressure on. I've got the documentary coming out. With that comes having to do the promo, decide on designs, review the actual footage itself, then get a marketing plan in place, who we're inviting. There's a lot of steps that have to happen, which I probably should have outsourced, but I'm doing it myself. Then we have the business, so coaching, I'm essentially oversubscribed. We have a lot of people on the wait list, a lot of men on the wait list, which is great, but then also working with my current clients, delivering them results while still working out how to make it more premium, give it a more focused and systemized approach so that it's easy for them to see what they've done and also have clear direction for where they're going. So I'm continuing to learn. Plus, if you haven't heard the news, I've got a baby on the way. Crazy, been 3 years in the making. When I say that, we've been trying for 3 years. It's been a challenging experience, but here we are. So very excited. So I feel very overwhelmed. When I feel overwhelmed, it is a great time to come back and actually start writing down what's important and reviewing your goals. So for those of you who haven't thought about this and haven't created a compelling future, it is so important for you to do, because in moments where you feel overwhelmed and stressed, we need to create clarity. Clarity comes through creating a big picture and then also having a plan for in the moment. So what I like to start with, just to get the creative juices flowing, to get you excited and to dream, is what is that 3 to 5 year vision? Or if you're someone who is maybe a little bit older and you could think 10 years ahead, do the 10 years. So 3 to 5 year vision is a good place to start. What that looks like, well, I can't tell you what that looks like. That's relevant to you, but things you could ask yourself is, what do you want to feel over the next 3 to 5 years? What do you want to experience? How much do you want to earn? Where do you want to wake up? Who do you want to be with? Like, start creating some questions to answer and go into vivid detail. If you've done our Man That Can Scorecard, which will score you on the 7 domains, you could even go domain specific. How do I want my mindset to be? How do I want my mission, which is your finances and all of that, to be? My relationships, my health, my lifestyle. Answer those specifically, and you'll then start building out a vision. If it doesn't excite you when you read it back, pro tip, create a compelling future. Make it and write in so much detail and dream bigger that when you read it, you get goosebumps and you go, wow, that is what I really want, and I can't wait to work towards that. Okay, remember, it's a 3 to 5 year timeline, because what that then will help you get clear on next is, who do you need to become? Who do I need to become? And in the Become method, in the coaching program that I do with my clients one-to-one, and maybe if we get enough people wanting to do group programs, I can talk to you guys about that and we can look at doing that in the future. But who do I want to become is the next thing. And we go through that in later modules where you start thinking about your personal standards, non-negotiables, leadership stuff, all of those sorts of things that really define who you are, your belief systems. And it's important to think about. But if we first create this vision and we already have become clear on what we don't want and what our baselines are, from our health to how we're spending our time to what those limiting beliefs are, we can then go, cool, who do I need to become? So for me, when I was like, I want to be a keynote speaker for Lululemon on mental health, I also want to be $1 million a year earner. The question that I forgot to ask back then that would have been very helpful for me would have been, who do I need to become? And had I thought about it, I'd probably go, well, I want to become a millionaire, someone that they want to hang out with. I realized pretty quickly, and this was without even asking myself this question. So you're sitting here and you're learning this before I did, which means you'll probably be more successful than me in a shorter amount of time. But who do I need to become? Who do I need to become in order to have the things that are on my vision? That's going to then help you start thinking about emotionally. Who do you need to become? How do you need to regulate yourself? What skills do you need to learn? Conflict resolution, negotiation, sales, marketing, whatever. You'll create the list and then you can start learning those things, whether it's through doing courses, putting yourself in situations where you have to learn on the job, watching TEDx or doing podcasts or any sorts of those micro little courses, or even working with me. There's ways that we can go through answering that, because who do I need to become to achieve that outcome? That's where we identify two things. One is like reality, which is we'll use R for reality, and then DS for desired state or desired reality. And as you can see here, there's a bit of a gap. So I like to think of this as time, the amount of time it takes to do that. And here is the growth. Okay, so the longer the time, the less intense the growth. The shorter the time, the more intense the growth. But if we understand that within growth, we're accepting adversity, AD for adversity, we need to also understand how resilient we are as an individual in order to go through this. Because as much as this looks like a nice little line, we all know that that's really what it looks like, okay? It's never linear. So when you're working towards that 5-year vision, we go, who do I need to become? What's the desired state? And what are the things that need to fall into place here? What are the values? How do I need to spend my time? What are my priorities? Skills, environment, habits, all of these things that you need to develop and test along the way, because they're not always going to be the right thing. You will make mistakes. You will, I guess when you're faced with these decisions, you're like, oh, wow, I could do so many things in my future. You could. The idea is to go, okay, what are all the things that you could do? Write them down. Right, let's make a list. Right, list them out. Awesome. Then from that list, we go, okay, well, which are the most compelling for me? Or which ones would I really love to have? Would it be this one and then this one? And if that's the case, then you go, okay, let's do a trial on this. For the next 2 weeks, let's start doing what's required in terms of habit, environment, systems, time, values, in order to move me towards that. And then you're going to get feedback. For feedback, you're going to go, whoa, and I really love this. I really love the idea of having a business where I work for myself. That's for me. I love the idea that I get to help people live a better life while living a better life for myself. One that I have found a way to make a career out of it. I've sustained my business for the last decade. It challenges me to be better, and I get to meet awesome people. Fucking love that. That for me is like the desired state or the desired end goal. So what does that look like for you? Because I wouldn't have got here where I am right now had I not first started with this. When I first started, I learned pretty quick there's going to be things on here that I like, and there's also going to be things on here that I don't like. And the only way I would have figured that out, or the only way I did figure that out, was through doing it. So they're just two of the things you can do, and two of the things that we run through when we help you envision your future and really start creating that compelling future. Because when you think about it, if you can get so excited by it, you're going to be more likely to do what's required to move towards that desired state. And I want that for you. I'm super excited for you. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Or better yet, if you have not taken our Man That Can Scorecard, which will show you across the 7 domains where you're drifting and even where you're thriving, make sure you click the link in the bio or head to the manthatcanproject.com to take that, because that will show you of those 7 domains which ones are working well for you and which ones maybe need a bit of improvement. And I'll even give you a few little tips. And for those of you who want a little bit of help, there will also be the option to potentially work with me. So go do that one now. It's going to be highly valuable. We're always looking for feedback on that one, because I want that to be a resource that gets you ticking and can really highlight areas that you can take away and improve. My name is Lachlan Stuart. As always, do something today to be better for tomorrow.